Alright. And here we go. Boo, 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 boo.
We definitely did not start early today.
Yeah. Fracas! No, didn't start early. I think we're starting right on time.
Yes.
Can I have the water? Probably not the most professional to jump right into the grabbing me the water.
Our background's looking a little rough, so excuse our
What
mess.
are you talking about? Our background?
Oh.
Bull cam! Look at that sleepy guy.
And the Mulan pillow.
And the Mulan pillow.
Hi, Bubba.
You comfortable?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, well, welcome back, everybody. If this is your first time on the stream, we are. My name is Game with Coach. I'm a coach. I'm a teacher. I use this way to hang out with my kiddos, and this is my very beautiful wife. You can follow her on Instagram at Presley's Place. And
Underscore?
_ And we decided to do a playthrough of It Takes Two as a way to celebrate the month of February. So we're going to jump back in, get started with the game, and then I have a challenge for us. I was trying to figure out how to get a counter on stream, but
He did not figure it out.
I did not figure it out.
We're noobs.
Yeah. Freaking noobs.
Noobs.
But what I was thinking was, because today and tomorrow we had to change up our schedule because of your job.
Adulting.
Old breadwinner over here. But today's stream is all about pregnancy and adjusting to pregnancy. And then tomorrow's stream is all about post-pregnancy.
Once the baby's here.
Once the baby's here. And I had a really interesting interaction with one of my coworkers. One of the English teachers that works down the hall, she's pregnant.
Oh,
And she's just at the point where she's starting to show, and she's like all kind of excited. I think she's just past the first trimester.
I don't know what's...
You're good.
Sorry. I don't know what's happening there.
But I was talking to her,
Mm-hmm.
and she had an experience not very similar to ours, but noticeably similar to ours. So I was asking her, has everybody given you the doom and gloom?
Yes, the doom and gloom.
The doom
My
and
favorite.
gloom.
My favorite.
Yeah. So she was telling me, yeah, absolutely. and
It's the only option.
yeah, basically everybody was just saying like, oh my God, when you have kids, everything is
The worst.
and
It's all awful.
it's all awful.
It's only hard.
It's only
Just
difficult.
you wait.
I don't think my game audio is coming through, so I'm gonna see if I can adjust that real quick.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Can I just do that?
Don't know.
There we go.
I know less than you,
I think that should work.
which is rare.
There we go. So I couldn't find a challenge on stream, but I've got a counter here, and this is what I told her, and this is my challenge, and this is a ridiculous challenge. I expect us to fail.
Okay.
But whenever somebody asks me about our beautiful angel, I always tell them, having our kid has made our life 1,000 times better.
Yes.
But when we were pregnant, all we heard
It's awful.
It's awful.
It's
You're gonna lose
hard.
your time.
You're gonna be so
You'll never be
tired.
the same.
You'll never feel like yourself again.
You'll never be with each other again.
You won't like each other.
Yeah, it's gonna change your whole dynamic. So here's my challenge to us. As we get situated in our game, and let me switch it over to the game now that we've kind of really set this up. But I want for you and me, and then of course any guests on stream, to join us in
Let's get moving. That'll warm us up.
And maybe we can
trying
warm up
to
somewhere inside
list
along the
out
way.
1,000
sure hope
reasons
so.
why having a kid is rad.
Rad?
And I figure we'll go through the entire process.
And this is between today and tomorrow?
Today and tomorrow, so we've got a goal of 500 tonight.
Okay. It's a big goal.
Yeah, it's manageable. But I always tell people that, having our daughter made our lives 1,000 times better. And I still wholeheartedly believe that. So that's kind of my goal. And for anybody in the chat, I would love to have you join in and tell us how having kids made your life better. And we'll tally them up and we'll see how far we get. So I've got a tally on my second monitor here. And so that's what we'll do as we go through today, as we go through the snow globe. And so with that being said, you and I haven't played this in a couple days. So do you remember where we left off?
I've tried to forget. This game is rough, y'all.
Well, it got better. Last time we had a really strong stream.
It did get better, yes.
And we got the first part of the letter, and then we got teleported into the snow globe of the resort.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're in the snow globe.
And
it's like a happy... Oh, I can hold beat I'm not sliding.
I can feel my magnet reacting.
And we, now we are here to try and relive these magical moments. Here we go. Of our early relationship when we actually liked each other.
Wait. Remind me. How do these magnets work again?
Different colors attract, same colors repel.
Okay. So, come through the door now? Okay, so anything that's red, is for me. Anything blue
is for me.
Oh, it is so cold.
Alright, you ready to go jump on this?
Is it that time?
It's your turn. Okay, so we're talking all things pregnancy, right?
Yeah, so I figured we start at the top.
It's gonna be a lot of me.
And for the first part, all right.
Different colors attract, same colors repel. Nothing to it.
Okay. So now you hop up on that rock. So I think if you don't mind, while you're doing this, you ready? If I could start with the first tally of why kids or the process of having kids is awesome. And let me just say, let me get serious. There's I had mentioned this in an early stream. There's a really weird trend going on of hating on people that don't want to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Yeah, we actually are pro that. Nobody should have kids that doesn't want to have kids. It's a lot of freaking work. It's wonderful.
And as a high school teacher, there's nothing more tragic to me than a kid whose parents, don't care. It's awful.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Don't have kids.
Totally support that.
We do want to have kids.
I've always wanted to have kids, so that's why we had kids.
Yeah.
But first great thing about wanting to have kids is the process of having kids. Oh, that was my fault.
No, I hit the wrong button.
So, number one on our tally of how trying to have kids is awesome is the process. Not to be the guy here, but it's pretty rad.
Wrong magnet!
Oh, I think.
Did we do the wrong thing?
I think you have to push me across. I know I have to pull.
Okay. But isn't it red?
Yeah. So you have to pull it towards you.
Different colors attract, same colors repel. Nothing to it.
No, how many times are we gonna hear that tonight? We're dummies in the game.
Literally so many. It's probably that it knows we're dummies.
Okay, so I'm up here. So now you hop on the thing.
Help me here, Cody. Help me get over.
I'm trying, dingus. So yeah, the process of having kids is a super fun process. It's something that
Oops, sorry.
something that is fun. Go ahead and hop across. So that's our first thing of how kids make your life 1,000 times better.
Wait.
X.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You're good. We're warming up. We haven't played in a week.
I did it.
So now you need to push it down.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go through and just talk about our experience as we go through, try and knock this tally up. But just a little bit about us. We have a beautiful daughter.
Yes. She's 2.
She's 2.
Which, by the way, is one of the most entertaining ages.
You mean when all the Christmas
I mean, I don't know if 3 is better, but 2 has been
We snuck into
so
the woods and cut down
fun.
one ourselves.
I thought we'd get caught, sure.
so fun.
Yeah.
Look at us getting along.
Look at us.
Such a
Look at us.
improvement.
Do you remember when we cut down that tree? Yeah, so, I mean, that's kind of the catalyst to the fact that we do have a daughter. We're very blessed in having a daughter and having her at this very fun age.
How medical do you want me to get here?
I mean, it's really how much do you want to divulge. I would keep certain things private, but I think just going through the process of, like,
those
how we
things
found
look
out.
different.
Maybe not go too in depth about, like, our actual...
Whoa, Nate!
Hey,
the pull was so strong.
like, how our birth went, because we had kind of an unusual birth, and I don't want to scare people off.
Fair.
That's something I think. Yeah, that's a cool little mechanic.
Did you ground pound?
No, you just do the magnet.
Oh, okay.
No problem.
Yeah, so, I feel like, well, again, I work in the medical field, so I tend to get medical because it's what I know, but I feel like,
I think you have to pull this.
so I feel like I should start, because if we're really telling our whole story of how we got pregnant and the whole shebang, so we waited to... Yes. I'm gonna sneeze, I'm sorry.
This stream is ruined.
Oh my god, y'all.
Ready?
Okay. Okay. So, I feel like backing up a little bit before we actually got pregnant. So we waited 2 years after getting married before we started really, talking about having babies.
And that was to kind of, we wanted to have some years just to ourselves. And we talked about that last week, honeymoon phase here.
Yeah. And in fairness, Travis was definitely, Coach, was definitely ready for kids before I was. And I know that that's not always what's common. But it's because, I mean, this is probably a whole different topic of conversation, but, even if it shouldn't be, being a woman and having a career, those are big decisions that, you have to make when it comes to having babies. So, anyway.
And not only that, just to give you a little bit of credit too, you're the breadwinner of our house. It's not like you're just a woman with a career. Like, you make the majority of the money in our house, which I'm super thankful for. And I cannot say enough. Like, people are always like, oh, doesn't that bother you? Not at all. I think, actually, let me spin it back over.
Okay.
And then now you do that and launch yourself
And I
up.
can jump. Go where?
I think up to the next level. No big deal. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, so we waited 2 years before we started trying to get pregnant. And technically...
So I think it's literally...
Yeah, it's like behind me.
Yeah.
Okay. And actually, this is a kind of a longer, separate story. I know, it's so nice for me to say. How do I turn around when I get over there?
Land on it, and land on it, then do the magnet thing instead of doing it all in one motion.
I can't get over there. There we go. I was doing the magnet to get over there. Okay. You see how it's... not like enough.
Yeah, I guess let me try. Oh, you know what I bet? I bet I didn't have it at the right angle.
So that's your fault.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. There we go. All right, that was painful.
For anybody watching at home, I'm sorry.
It sucked. So anyway, before we even started trying to get pregnant, I had a couple of surgeries for various things. Well, first I had my gallbladder taken out. That was an unrelated issue. But during that surgery to have my gallbladder taken out, they ended up finding that I had a pretty large cyst on one of my ovaries. And cysts on your ovaries are not uncommon. But I knew that I had had this cyst at that time for like 6 or 8 months. And after that, I still gave it a few more months to see if it would go away on its own. Long story short, it did not go away on its own. And so I ended up opting to go and do another surgery because, the cyst wouldn't go away, and it was big enough that we thought that it would cause issues if we got pregnant. So, to make an even longer and probably more painful story.
Be ready on the right tree. When you jump.
Yeah. Yay. So anyway, I went in for a surgery to have my cyst removed from my ovary, which is a routine surgery. It's nothing like crazy. And should have been like a little 30-minute procedure, no big deal. And it turned out that I woke up like 3 hours later in recovery, and I'd actually lost one of my ovaries, which is not ideal when you're only like 25. And so that caused us.
Different colors.
That was in like September.
What up, Mr. Joe?
Hey, Mr. Joe. Where do I?
So you pull that.
Yeah.
So not to. Okay, so single colors repel.
Cody!
Can you
Look!
jump across?
A cabin!
Oh, yes! Sweet shelter!
Hey, Mr. Joe.
No.
Okay, because we need to find a way to get you across while I can push it, and then I'll come back. What up, booty man?
What up?
What up? I wonder if I can cheese it a little bit. Can you come over here? Hey, Barnstormer.
Barnstormer.
Thank you for the follow. Just for everybody who just got here. Oh yeah, hold it. There we go. Look at us. Look at us. We have a challenge. So today and tomorrow we are talking about all things pregnancy, and then we are talking about
Can't wait to warm
life
up.
after having kids and how that affected our relationship. But one of the things that we've experienced, and I'm sure if you're parents, you guys can,
I think you're right.
probably attest. When you get pregnant, it's all doom and gloom. And I've always told people that
It's not actually doom and gloom.
No.
People talk to you like it's doom and gloom.
And so I gave us a challenge, and I feel free to join us in the chat over today and tomorrow. It's a ridiculous challenge. I always tell people that having our daughter made our lives 1,000 times better. And so over the course of these 2 streams, tonight and tomorrow night, I want to list out 1,000 different reasons how having kids has made our life better. And don't get me wrong, my kid's rad. But if you guys in the chat have a kid and you want to brag about how your kid made your life better, I've got a tally on my computer, and I'm keeping track. And we're going to see if we can get to 1,000 in 2 days. And if we don't, no harm, no foul. And if we do, that's rad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh, we're having a moment?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. You asked me if I wanted to hang out there for a little while, and I shot you down. Hard.
All right, you're on.
Hard. And now you're a little bit sad, but you're trying to pretend like you're not. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
So, anyway, continue with your story.
Yes, so I was talking about surgery. So I wake up in recovery 3 hours after what was supposed to be a quick 30-minute surgery. to figure out that I now only have one ovary. If you are new to female anatomy,
I must have been a
you
hockey
should have
pro
two
in a
ovaries.
previous
That's
life,
how
right?
most women are born with two ovaries. I was born with two ovaries, and they are part of your reproductive system. So anyway, I was born with two. I lost one, and that ended up I had to wait a few months after my surgery to recover, to where I was even able to, try to start thinking about getting pregnant. And I don't know if I should say, but I would find this interesting. So what happened in my surgery, very quickly, my cyst that we all thought, I went way ahead of you, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That we all thought was like a very simple cyst, no big deal. Actually was what was called a cystadenofibroma, and it actually it killed my ovary. I had no normal ovary left whatsoever.
It was actually the first like real kind of big adjustment moment for me, because while you were under anesthesia in surgery, they called me and they were like, "Hey, you have to consent because we're changing the surgery," and obviously you couldn't consent under anesthesia. And so, literally during the surgery, I had to consent. This is awesome, by the way. This ice skating.
Is way
This
cool.
is like right up my alley. Shout out to my buddy Rhino and Mr. Joe. We all play ice hockey together. The animation is actually really well done. Like,
Yeah,
he's
it
doing
is.
like semi crossovers. I haven't seen how your character does, but
Good.
if you do like tight turns, like there's actual crossover.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to break or like transition backwards.
Mine is not possible. Like it's still good.
But yeah, it was my first like real husband moment, and that was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. So anyway, I recover over the next couple of months, physically and emotionally,
It was tough.
from the very real reality of losing an ovary and the implications that can have as far as being able to get pregnant and how long you're able to, get pregnant for, kind of what your window changes to. And so
Right, Trigger.
I was doing it. No, just kidding. I wasn't doing it. I'm so good at video games.
So good.
So anyway, a couple months after the surgery, we get the clear to like go ahead and you can start trying to make a baby. That's Travis's favorite part. But that process,
I know. Where
it definitely
is
got
everyone?
hard
So,
after a while.
one of the things,
It's down.
because you have
Feel
one
like your
ovary that changed our
relationship
fertility,
alive
Yeah.
and fun.
and like it is really defeating. Not, I know we want to
Look
stay
at it now.
positive,
Yeah, I know.
but it is really defeating to want to get pregnant and to struggle.
You
And
need to wake it up from its
I
winter
would say
sleep. How are we
this
gonna
is
do
our
that, genius?
next
There's
thing in the
ice
tally.
everywhere.
You're not alone
Use your
through that whole
magnets.
process.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
if you are going through that process,
Exactly.
first off,
Bells
you
down
live
and break the ice. Now,
you live in the
break
best
the ice
time technology-wise
and get your
for that.
bride.
More people who were, for whatever reason, not able to have babies are now able to have babies because of modern science.
he
and that's
say we
actually
have to ring the bells?
Presley's industry. So,
Ring the bells to break the ice.
so that's
Really?
our next objective.
Where does he
Ring the
get
bells.
these crazy
Um,
ideas?
Come on,
We're
let's
gonna
do it
ring
for the
each other's
town.
bells. Huh? That's what we're doing.
Funny.
Because this is attraction.
Attraction. After I just hardcore shut you down in a nice, romantic, warm cabin.
I know. Horrible.
Horrible.
But so that's the next thing. Having kids, like there is a huge support system. I'm putting it on the tally. We're at number 2. Like the process of having kids. Are we gonna fight these guys? There's a huge amount of support if you need it and you can look for it. And like if you're scared for whatever reason, there's truly no better time than now. Where'd you go?
Not where you are. I was
It's okay. We can just explore while we talk.
Sorry.
But yeah, there's no better time than now to go through the process.
Yeah. So we got the clear, the go ahead to you know, that it was safe for my body to start trying to get pregnant after my surgery. So it ended up taking us basically 6 months to be able to get pregnant. And that was a big deal for us because we were told... Where do I need to go?
See this pad that I just uncovered?
No.
Look on my screen.
Yes.
Okay. You got it. Look at you.
I got it. So we were told that, we were told because of my ovary.
So you're gonna have to wall jump, and I'm gonna have to...
Yeah, help me.
Come on.
You're good.
Here goes nothing.
Is it gonna ring?
Gotta take it to the edge, girl. Can I let go of it?
Golly, it's so hard to talk and do this.
Yeah.
So, my fertility doctor told us before we ever were started trying to get pregnant, and by the way, it's definitely not common to have a fertility doctor before you ever start trying to get pregnant, but because I work in that world, I had access to someone, and so I talked to them about
Like
it.
how I remember it now.
You know, before we started trying. So basically they told us, because I only had one ovary, that if we tried for 6 months, tracking my cycle, doing everything that you're supposed to do, and we still were not able to get pregnant, that at that point we would need to, you know, for real, go see a fertility specialist and, you know, start looking at our different options for fertility treatment. So we always had that countdown.
Do you mind passing me my spring?
Yeah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
We always had that countdown in the back of our head that, you know, we have like a 6 month window to be able to do this without needing additional help.
So it looks like we've got multiple bells. Do you want to go to this one to the left first?
Where? This left.
Yep,
Okay.
left.
Yeah, the actual left. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You do have a college degree,
This
right?
place really
Okay.
is
The left and
sleeping
right are split
village.
up?
Yep.
Oh, I miss the
Yep,
hustle
yep.
and
Same.
bustle
It's just
when
like
we
reading
were
a book.
here.
Yep.
Real talk.
Yep.
It's crowded.
And fun.
I hope they can wake it up.
So
like there
yeah,
are 3
we
bell towers.
tried,
Let's pick one
and it took
get
us the
started.
full 6 months. We ended up getting pregnant on
the 6th month?
the 6th month.
Which was really cool.
It was really cool. It was really relieving, and
snowballs.
and yeah.
Let's see if the old
I
man
felt
still got
so lucky, and I realize even more so now, which maybe a talk for a different day. I realize now how lucky we were that we got pregnant the first time. Well, after 6 months, we got pregnant. Honey. Oh my God! Stop it.
Okay, I'm done.
No, you're not. We got pregnant, and
Here it comes.
okay, left trigger aim.
Come on, get up.
Stop it!
Come on, get up.
You're such a turd.
Reload.
Did I not have any? Stupid. How many can I carry?
You carry 5 automatically.
Okay, why is it? Oh, because I have to write. Understood.
Bullseye.
So who
Stop it!
We're parents.
Yeah. So anyway, I know now how lucky we were that we were able to get pregnant. Even if it took 6 months, we were able to get pregnant.
I think you need to twist this so I can manage it.
And even better, I stayed pregnant.
Yes.
That,
Okay, roll. There you go.
did I do it?
Yeah, right there. And then I think I need to hold on.
I can hold on to this just a little bit.
Am I going the right way?
Yeah, twist the other way quick.
Take this. Did I go too far?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's really hard to tell.
Yeah, I think you go from like one extreme to the other.
Okay.
But when you move it, you gotta move it kind of quick.
Yeah, I got you. I see now.
Alright, ready?
Yep, tell me when.
Go!
I'm going as fast as it will let me go. It also won't let me go any farther than this, so
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I can go too far. Yes.
Alright, go.
Oh,
Look at us bested by a simple puzzle again.
shit. Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Go, 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 go.
Alright, go. Awesome. Much better.
I was too wide before. Okay. Sorry.
And then I think you need to twist it back.
So yeah, I got pregnant after 6 months. We found out we were pregnant in March of 2020.
It was awesome.
The day that New York State shut down for COVID.
Which was not awesome.
Not awesome. It was very scary. And, yeah, it was a crazy time. But, we did okay. My first trimester was certainly not as rough as many people have it.
Look at the lights. It's much warmer here now.
Yay.
There's a.
I think I see a little marketplace. So cute.
I'll come down here and show you.
There are little swings right here.
Let's do that.
A pile of snowballs. I might throw one or two.
Here, wait. I want to try.
Can you get on that guy?
No. Shoot. Shoot.
Did you die? Yeah.
I was trying to launch myself. Okay. So I definitely think that you can launch me because it let me like kind of fly for a while.
Yeah. But where would I launch you to?
Straight ahead. Let go. Shoot me. Never mind.
Nope. Nope. Nobody nope.
But anyway,
Yeah. So, my first trimester, I did okay. Not great. I mean, I definitely didn't feel good growing a baby and all the hormones and everything, but so many women have it so much worse than I did, so
don't push me.
I don't know where I'm Am I stupid?
No, just go to the green.
I'm trying. So yeah, we got through my first trimester. It was all okay. It was the middle of COVID. So we were actually, in some ways, I feel like we were really lucky because we got to be home together. Nice. Because we got to be home together during basically my entire pregnancy because of that.
Which was super nice.
It was super nice. We also bought a house during that time, which was very difficult for me. I was not the most rationally thinking person while I was pregnant. And it was, I mean, obviously buying a house is a massive decision. Also buying a house in the middle of the pandemic was a difficult time. And yeah, I was pretty much crazy. And it was really, really, really hard for me to do.
Oh, well,
But we moved into our house
dangerous out here.
during my second trimester. And I felt really good during my second trimester. I was thriving. And we had a very positive pregnancy experience
I loved.
from the experience of like having a baby. Like there are lots of people who go through pregnancy and have difficult ultrasounds or find out difficult or scary news during the pregnancy or things like that related to their baby. And we were very lucky that Kennedy was just always very healthy and very happy, and we were really, 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 really lucky in that way. So my second trimester came and went, and I was good. I was, like, second trimester, I was like, I am killing it. I could be pregnant forever. I am so good at pregnancy.
You were. For what it's worth, you absolutely were good.
Yes, but then my third trimester hit. And I know that we're keeping this positive, but
I don't think it's unfair to say, like,
No, this was objectively not.
I can't eat another bite. Maybe.
So, oh, look at me eating these pancakes.
I can't take more. Oh, but I want more.
Oh, am I gonna throw up?
Oh, so tasty.
Let's see. You know I don't like
Ah, so good.
Oh, I can't eat another bite. Maybe.
Anyway,
This
third
is
trimester.
delicious.
Yeah, so my third trimester started immediately. Like, literally right, like the week I got to my third
Let's throw
trimester.
some icicle darts.
I developed, so fun fact, when you're
come
pregnant, you have more blood flow everywhere in your body because you're growing a baby, but you also have more blood flow to your gums in your mouth, and this additional blood flow can cause issues.
Hey, don't chicken
And
out.
pregnant women, I'm sorry. And pregnant women are like exponentially more likely to develop like pregnancy-related gingivitis and have all of these different
Oh, grab
teeth
the other side.
issues. Throw icicle.
Right trigger.
Right trigger.
Darts
That's
is
the bottom one.
definitely my game.
Yeah, but you never played icicle darts.
Same principles.
I'm gonna not be good at this already.
Love that sound.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, this is.
Not that fun.
This is. Oh, I was gonna say this is one of the funner ones.
Oh yeah, it's not fun. I'm just really, really bad at everything.
That's true.
Everything.
Icicle shot.
It's actually really close. It's probably.
Bingo.
Ah, my throat.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably because this doesn't require as much skill. I'm still not good.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
I'm the
Yeah,
world's
not bad.
winner.
We'll do that once.
But we're
Yep.
inside a snow globe.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
a tiny
Head to
world.
the next part of the thing.
Yeah, so anyway, get to my third trimester. We're still in the height of COVID. Still can't really leave the house all that safely. And I, out of nowhere one day, go from feeling totally fine, totally normal, life is good, to all of a sudden, I remember we were at home, we were eating lunch or something, and I remember I start getting this horrendous mouth pain. And I don't have great teeth, so I've had more than my fair share of dental work done. Oh man. And how am I supposed to get up there? What do? Why can't I just die and start over?
Figure it out. What's down here?
Hi.
What up, Beth?
Why?
Just come over here.
Where did you go?
The other way.
I'm good. So anyway, I got this horrible, like unexplainably awful mouth pain that started just kind of out of nowhere. Oh, you went the other way.
You're good. Just I'll come here.
And at first I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of weird. That hurts really bad, but I'm
See a way up from here.
I'm sure it'll just go away. Right? Why wouldn't it go away? No, wrong. Wrong. It did not. It did not go away. It did not. Oh my god. I think I'm traumatized from it, honestly. This was actually the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life, what it turned out to. So when you're pregnant, you can't take a lot of pain medicine and various things like that. So the next day, I'm in a lot of pain still. Managed to get in to see my dentist, and they find out that I had an infection. One of my teeth had gotten infected. I had no symptoms, no warning of this whatsoever. And
Okay. No. Okay, so I think you need to come over here and jump to that one.
Okay. Ready?
Oh, those are some slick moves, man.
That's good.
You aim up at that one I just shot.
Yes. But it didn't let me sneak.
See what we gotta do. You hold trigger, you stand up.
I am, but I'm not close enough.
Okay.
Maybe if I... There we go. God, this is hard. How do people talk and do this at the same time? I'm in their attack.
I get to do it this way. Similar situation.
Oh, okay, so I gotta do all this again.
Yep.
Okay.
But you're going across this way again.
Okay.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm very high up. Keep the magnets coming! I don't want to fall!
You
Am I
hop
good
off
now?
there.
Okay.
Move to that side.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, we gotta do it one more time.
I don't like this.
Ready? You're doing great. Just drop. Hell yeah.
Yay! We did it.
Now you just run across. Hell yeah, that was pretty good. Beth, how are you?
Yes, it's pretty bad.
I have been so angry. So angry.
Oh my god, that was really scary for a second. We survived. Alright. Okay, do you want me to keep
Yeah, but maybe let's not dwell on your.
on my awful mouth situation?
Yeah,
Blaze
we're
has
trying to stay
great
positive.
energy now.
Well, the whole rest of my third trimester is a little difficult.
There's a snowball, Rita.
There's also birds.
No, I just rode the bird to the snowball. Go to the green.
It just... I'm good. I got it.
Hey, snowballs!
So anyway, yes, you had a crazy dental situation.
Yes, mouth infection that was incredibly painful and a traumatic 2 root canals.
What are you
We're
waiting for,
really
May?
getting wrapped up.
I can't, I mean, it's just also the reality of it.
Yeah, but remember we're talking. Our goal is 1,000 things,
And
two
I will
nights
defeat
that
you.
should make your life better.
You shall fall like all the others.
I do forget.
Oh,
What am I doing?
We're fighting.
How? What do I wasn't paying
Left trigger to aim.
I wasn't paying attention. They're really funny. I have no more snowballs. Where do I get snowballs?
I have no idea.
nothing beats a snowball fight.
How do I get more?
Like piles of something.
Okay, I see. So yes, then after I had my mouth infection situation, well, how do you want me to tell the rest of the story?
Well, I didn't think we'd get. We had an interesting birth. Let me just say that.
Bring it
I
on.
also had a kidney stone that I lived with for 8 years.
Sweet is the victory.
Hey,
Oh,
babe.
it's only a snowball
I really
fight.
want to focus on the positive.
All right.
you said we were talking about pregnancy. That's what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
the
my
positives.
pregnancy.
Like, you know how everybody hits you with the doom and gloom? Let's not do that. Yeah,
Yes.
this is the scary doll game. We are trapped in a snow globe at a ski resort where we spent our first Christmas together to try and work on attraction.
Attraction.
And Presley and mine, our goal tonight, because our theme tonight was pregnancy and tomorrow is parenthood, we were trying to, because I have said that having our kiddo made our life 1,000 times better, talk about how having kids has made our lives 1,000 times better. I think Presley's forgotten that.
I haven't forgotten.
She's like,
Travis,
so yeah,
Travis said
pregnancy.
to tell the pregnancy story, and I was just trying to tell it as it was. I could not help that I had a mouth infection and a kidney stone and then an interesting birth.
I just thought that we would focus on, you know,
Yeah, it is.
the fun parts of the pregnancy, not just the crazy, unique experiences that she would have.
Well, I mean, they were still kind of fun, some of them. You took care of me, and that was
Out
fun.
here?
You helped me a lot. That was sweet.
Okay, so we're gonna work to go back to those. Those.
Okay,
stories.
okay. Alright, we can go back to the fun stories. So, first off, fun stories of being pregnant. So,
So yes, you had a kidney stone,
You told me to stop.
and then you also had a traumatic. We also had a traumatic birth.
We did.
So we.
But the positive that came out of the genuinely very scary and traumatic birth is that we were all okay.
Yes.
And we ended up with our precious, perfect, beautiful baby girl, and it all worked out all right. I think that there's a lot of, like, that story's very interesting, but also scary, so.
Yes. Positive things.
Yes, I was trying to go back to the positives. Please, don't shake your head at me. I cannot help what happened. But going back to the positives, so we have a daughter, and
She's rad.
yes, and so fun genetics fact for anybody out there, because this is not, I've realized, not at all common knowledge. So you hear there are lots of people in the world who like to say, like, you know, men to women or people to women, whoever, like, oh, you know, like, I want you to give me a son, or I want you to give me a daughter, or whatever, as if it's the woman's choice what sex the baby is. Not that it's anybody's choice, obviously. But from a purely genetic standpoint, yeah, I don't know, I'm just ice skating right now.
What I was gonna say is, while you're ice skating, there's a monitor who's missing some red.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you see a red turn on the ice, let me know.
So, fun genetics fact, it is 100% the male who decides the sex of the baby.
See the mama turtle?
No?
To your right.
Oh yeah, this, yeah. I didn't realize this was a turtle thing.
Nailed
Don't
it.
worry. You promised to bring your children home.
So as you were saying,
Yeah.
fun genetics
Wow,
fact.
the family is
Fun
complete.
genetics fact. It is, yeah, it's the male who decides the sex of the baby.
That's right. The
Women-
right testicle makes boys. And the
No.
left testicle makes
No,
girls.
no. That's right, Beth. All we have to give is an X. It's not our fault. Got sex chromosomes, X and Y. Women are XX. Men are XY. So they get to decide. So Travis here decided that we were going to have a girl. All on his own.
Yep. Lefty was doing work. 'Cause that's how it works, gentlemen.
It is not. But, so, on Travis's side of the family, there has not been a girl for, I think, 4 generations. So, when we found out, so we did genetic testing to find out that we were having what sex of baby we were having.
If I could, just interrupt for a second to add to our tally of how kids make your life 1,000 times better. A really amazing thing, because of the just time that we live in, we were able to determine our child's sex early, and that is such a fun moment. I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but I just want to keep us somewhat focus on our role playing.
That's what I was saying.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I want to add one to the tally again. You guys are
Did you add it?
Not yet. I got interrupted.
Look! The big wheel's turning!
So anyway,
Will you come over to the green arrow?
I don't know if you deserve me to come over there.
Alright, dude.
Wow, this is some
I was
proper
trying to talk
machinery.
about how
Yeah.
heavy this was.
I saw the bell tower up above.
Nope. Do I have to the thing?
I don't know. No idea.
Hold on.
I'm holding. I am holding. So now, just go.
Okay. That was the opposite.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it usually is.
Okay, so you're gonna hold on to the red thing.
Holding on.
Okay. Now, you're gonna grab onto the wall.
And then I'm gonna wait until it hopefully spins around to the door. It made me do that. That wasn't my fault.
Okay, well maybe you can just run on the wheel.
Yeah.
Hamster wheel it.
Alright. Okay, which way are you gonna spin it?
There we go, look at this. Now my turn.
Alright.
Join me up here, Cody.
Yeah, I gotta hit the wheel.
Too far. Okay.
There we go.
That was the opposite of what you were supposed to do. How does it feel?
Frustrating.
Frustrating. Yeah, I agree.
You good? Here we go. Not going to jump.
Yep.
Not for good.
Good? Me? Never.
Crawling there? So anyway,
Do I go in? Yeah.
no, I did.
We are good at colors. Ring the bell, Cody.
Last one.
Oh,
I think that's our way out. Maybe, I don't know.
what is? Oh, right. Seems
Okay, I
like
think that's our way out.
got it.
But I think there's more to do down there. Like, I'm on the Ferris wheel. You love Ferris wheels.
Hey, and that's the last bell!
Rise and shine, everyone.
Hey,
Um,
hey! It looks like that gondola lift is working.
Hurry, let's catch it to get to the top.
I think it's been on time.
Cute. Okay, so anyway, Travis has 4 generations of
On my
boys
dad's side, obviously.
on his dad's side. So obviously that doesn't mean by any stretch that we couldn't have a girl, but I had just always kind of thought that we would have a boy. I just always kind of thought that we would have a boy. Like, I couldn't even wrap my head around potentially having a daughter. Because we just come from families of all boys, and I just didn't really know. And so, anyway, we found out that we were pregnant with a girl when I was about, I don't know, 11, 12 weeks along. And I was so excited. We found out alone, just me and Travis. And that's like one of my favorite memories. And I'm so glad we recorded our reaction because we did it alone. We didn't find out with any family or anything. Just the two of us in our little like kitchen area in our old house. And it's one of my favorite memories of all time because I mean, we kind of thought that we were having a girl, Travis especially.
Yeah, from the moment I found out we were pregnant, I said, I'm gonna have a daughter.
And I just like couldn't believe it. Like our reactions are so wonderful, like so sweet. And then we went on to have some very COVID friendly at the time. What the hell did you do?
It was like really far back. Just kind of pop up. Anyway, keep talking. I don't know what happened.
Your level of professionalism here.
I was trying to like sit it up.
Yeah? Yeah. That's amazing. So anyway, we then had some very friendly, COVID-friendly gender reveals. We had to do two because of COVID. So we did one with Travis's family, with my in-laws, and then we did one with my family. And so it was so much fun. The only, I was going to say irritating, that's totally not the right word. We expected everybody to assume that we were going to have a boy because everybody in the family had boys. But everybody almost assumed that we were going to have a girl, and so it kind of like...
I wouldn't say it took away.
But it didn't take away from it, but we were just like...
Come on now.
Yeah, let us surprise you. Let it be the big surprise.
So, just to kind of tally up some things up to this point. The moment that you find out the gender of your baby, whether you...
Are you in there?
I'm not in there, I was waiting on it. Whether you do what we did and get tested early, or whether you choose to wait and find out on the day of, it's such a cool moment that you get to have. That, like, not only are you bringing life into the world, but there's really this awesome moment of...
We made it!
What's your...
Yeah, my ears are still ringing.
I knew there was something we were missing.
Good job, though, Cody.
No, it's
You
fine.
too.
Hey, there's the shop where I got your Christmas gifts.
What?
But
You told me you got my gifts
you
before we
start
got
thinking
here.
about their personality.
I did.
You start thinking about
But I left them at
Who
home.
they'll be, what
they'll
you'll
be.
name them, what they'll look
Instead of
like.
spending money on new gifts.
There's just so
I
much.
was worried you'd be disappointed.
We found so much
Of course
happiness.
not.
The-
I could have
yeah,
waited
Like
for
we
my
were so
Christmas
happy
presents.
just to know that we were
what
pregnant, but
happened
it
to the
really
gifts at
started to
home?
feel very real
Oh, I hid them.
once we
Those will be
knew
presents for next year.
the sex. Once we knew that she was a girl.
And so I
Smart
put
as
that on the
always,
tally.
mate.
Like when you find out the gender, like that's a really cool moment that you get to have.
We're all
And
dancing.
say again.
We're all dancing.
Yeah, we were about to go to the ski bar. And I think that's something that gets to be appreciated. And I'm going to tally it up a second time. Because if you choose to wait, which is something that we've seriously talked about,
Well,
one of us is seriously considering.
got ourselves a party.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is more like it.
Like, that's kind of the moment. It's another moment that you get to control.
Oh, I love
You have
this
everybody
hat.
around you. Oh,
I can think that you can
This
their
one
hats.
fits me perfectly.
Look.
Hey, I'm just borrowing this one.
that's so cool.
Ooh, snazzy.
But yeah,
Can I keep this one?
It's a cool moment that you get to have, where you know it starts to feel real.
Yeah, very real. But that's also around the time that, at least for us, because we found out at like 12 weeks, that's also around the time that we announced our pregnancy to the world.
Which is another really positive thing. And this is something, I will say, one of the few things,
I wish we still had ice skates on there.
I think we're about to do something very similar. one of the things that we I know. One of the things that we said, because we had our daughter during the COVID times, there are very few
Hey,
moments.
Cody! You feel the rhythm?
Oh yeah, it's bobsled time.
That's what I think of.
Because, you know, it was during COVID and everybody was kind of, this is so cool. Because so much was going wrong with the world, we really fixated on the fact that, you know,
We had something that was just
yeah, like a healthy pregnancy. A healthy pregnancy, and I will stipulate a healthy pregnancy. A healthy pregnancy is just something to be happy about. And there are very few things that just get to be. And so, that's another really positive thing about pregnancy. It just gets to be happy. And, you know, when you have a healthy baby, there are very few times in life where that's just
Ooh, into the belly of the beast!
Okay, that's it. Get me out of here, man.
What are you
but-
talking about?
looking back. Yeah, this is sorry we're getting distracted.
I don't understand what just happened, but
Yeah, give them
is it dead?
so far.
I
It
mean,
must be
it
dead.
seems like it's
That or
dead.
we're about to get squeezed through the asshole.
Yeah.
Feels very bad.
Oh, this is incredible!
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be sick.
I was.
No, I got no people.
Whoa.
Do we not have shoes on? Did I just realize?
We're figuring. We're gonna
I
get
have. It's
frostbite.
because I have shoes on. You don't.
How are we supposed to get to the top of the mountain from here? Oh, come on!
That lighthouse will take you to the top of the mountain. Just follow its light.
But the light's not on.
Sometimes. Here! The answer is hidden beneath the surface.
It's resale value.
Dive in and dive deep.
That looks chilly. I don't do well in cold water.
Such a bitch.
Tell me about it.
Genuinely such a dweeb.
I
Cowabunga!
thought that was like a testicle joke.
Dweeb?
No, that he doesn't do well in water.
I can't breathe.
We're dolls, Cody. We can breathe perfectly fine.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I've never dived this deep before.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
chilly at
having
all. Where's the lighthouse?
Should be close
Having
by.
a baby.
I wonder how it'll help us get to the top of the mountain.
Especially during the COVID time, really put a lot of things into perspective. We were very thankful, minus the fact that you spent 5 minutes talking about everything that went wrong.
What is that
I'm so
machine?
incredibly
I think
thankful.
it's like
I
a
work in
lighthouse.
medicine, and so like these are the realities of pregnancy also.
But let's focus on the positives. This is gonna be good, watching you try to navigate in 3 dimensions. But we
What is
like
this
we really
place?
had a great pregnancy. Finding out our daughter's gender was a really big moment. But I think one of the things that didn't happen early on, but started really early on, was trying to pick a name.
Yeah.
And
Okay, yeah, of course. Hola! Over here!
Oh, great.
Here we go.
Okay, I tell them. They're delighted you came all this way to repair their candy factory.
Say what again?
You see those generators over there? repair them, and the sweet candy will flow again.
I see. Okay. So, don't tell me. We're just gonna bring the sweetness back into our relationship.
Of course. Without sweetness, our relationship will die.
Yeah, right. Just throw us some sweets and we'll cancel the divorce.
Sweetness comes in many forms. Man, when was the last time you thanked Cody for taking care of everything in your home?
Well,
When have
Yeah,
you
bitch.
shown May some appreciation for working overtime to support the family? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Well, there was that time when, you know...
Exactly. Now, turn on the candy production and make the sweetness flow again.
Hope you packed your tools.
Yeah, he's the best character so far. Actually, I take that back. He's the second best character. The gyrating one. was
oh,
pretty
I
bad.
get it.
Yeah.
The lighthouse
Um,
is the candy factory. If we
so-
repair the generators, we can turn on the light.
Look at me using my brain.
You alright over there?
Yep.
So we had a really, really fun time. And I'm gonna chalk this up to another one of the things on our list of 1,000.
Pipe
almost up
probably
to
lead to the
10.
generators.
What is this?
Whoa. Did you look at Ryan?
Yeah, all frozen up here. Contrast is fascinating.
Here.
Yeah, I was dealing with one down here. I gotta go find you. So I think we gotta follow the tubes is what the game was telling us.
Follow which tubes?
So, do you want to hop back in the water? Like, go back under the water? Okay. See all of these lighted tubes?
Yeah.
So we've got to like follow each one. So which color would you like to start with?
Are you by the red?
Yeah.
We can do the red.
Cool. But so we found out that we were going to go, which was super fun.
Pirate
And,
ship? Oh, I have always wanted to be a pirate. Yarr!
And so we started the process of looking at names, and we live in a really funny time. And so the process for us of I'm on the pirate ship. If you want to make your way over to me. No, I'll hop off. The process that we used, kind of jokingly, but we did it probably once or twice a week the entire pregnancy. Press X to dash backwards. Is we found an app that was basically
Like Tinder.
Tinder, but for baby
names.
names. And
We linked our accounts, and then we got to. And then we got to swipe left and right on baby names that we liked or didn't like, and then we could see what we both agreed on. And it was pretty funny.
oh, you can barely hear us?
Oh no.
Give me just a second.
Thank you, Beth.
Hit this mouse. Nope, not that. There we go. Is that a little bit better, Beth?
Yay.
Awesome.
Okay.
So, we found this app that was, Tinder for baby names, which was super, super funny. Pirate hats.
May Woodpecker. I'm really into the pirate thing. I'm really into the pirate thing. Good
I
lord.
get it. The couple has a pirate fish. That's attraction.
That's it.
Just like us. But we had so much fun with this app. I can't tell you how many times we would go through and we would be like reading a name and just laugh at the thought of, some of the names that were given to us. Because, not to take it to a weird place, but one of the things that wasn't included, or like we didn't ever go through and like actually select, was our ethnicity. And so it just gave us suggestions for every ethnicity, and we are pasty pale.
Pasty pale.
So I think you need to come over towards me.
Oh, you're on that side.
Yeah, you gotta go out of the water, past the pirate ship.
Cool.
And we would just laugh at some of the suggestions that were given to us.
Pirate ship is
If you,
over
yeah.
there.
So I'm always that little green arrow right there.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, that was something that we went through that was so much fun. And part of it was fun just because like the names were goofy. I think you need to come over here and you have to basically like pull this red lever as I go through.
Red lever.
Up top, on top of the pipe.
Yep. I love this game.
We're so.
Hey! I need you to open this one for me.
Okay.
Oh, I can see the generator! It's on the opposite side!
So now, if you could pull the bubble.
What bubble?
So down, I'm in the bubble.
Okay.
And pull that towards me.
Oh my. I'm very bad at navigating. I know.
Okay.
Am I close? No?
No, I think you need to go to the other side of the bubble and get this side so that I can run across. Actually, I'm not sure. Can you pull that towards you?
Because it's like it needs to go down.
Yeah,
right?
you need to pull that over towards me, like,
And-
towards the green.
Yeah.
That's where we want. Oh, so now, yeah, look at you, look at you.
I'm trying. Am I in the right spot?
Yes.
Okay. Now what?
So now twist it back where it was, and then swim to the other side of the bubble.
Now?
Yeah.
Like I let go?
Yes. And then what you'll do is grab the other side and keep pulling it towards you. And keep going and stop. And go down. There we go.
Hey! Try turning it around!
You did it.
I did it. Yay.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun, but it was also like you started like associating things with the names, and that was really fun. It really started to feel like you know, it was getting real, and you started imagining who that person you were growing might be.
Yeah.
All right, to the next pipe.
Yep.
And so that was a lot of fun, and something to look forward to. So that was, I would say, that was something that, like, looking back, it was something that we did that was so goofy, and I know a lot of people go into it with ideas of like what they want their kids to be named, or they have like family names.
You want to do the blue one?
Mm-hmm. And cool. Oh, look at that big guy. Oh, I want to go get eaten. So, do we have to screw in these guys?
I don't know.
Oh, I wonder if we have to like do some cheesy like swim into it. Okay, so we can't get in the groove. Did you get eaten?
Yeah.
That was really funny.
I'm the one that died.
I know.
You're such a weenie.
Also, like,
Yeah.
so.
Oh.
This is gonna suck.
Yep.
Stay go? Where are you going?
I was going towards this one.
Okay, I'm gonna go towards this one.
Sorry.
I was going away from the giant monster. So now we need to go up. There we go. Okay, so this is pretty simple while we're just twisting. Or it's not.
No, it is.
Okay. You want to just follow the rope?
Yes.
So what are some other things looking back on pregnancy?
Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm confused which way we're going. I'm sorry. Avoiding the giant monster.
I know, just follow the green. So I figure we just go to that one next.
Okay, that's fine. So other things, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more like a perspective that I see now that I couldn't necessarily see when I was pregnant.
I mean, I've got a couple in the chamber. I just didn't know. Because I was talking about, picking baby names.
Yeah, go ahead then.
So, on a very personal level, okay, so, and I don't know if this is like a just straight hormonal thing, or if this is like, if like there's some science behind this. I'm not smart enough for that. I was so attracted to you during pregnancy. And I know that may sound weird for those that haven't gone through it, but I know Mr. Jode and my buddy Rhino have both, have both gone through pregnancies with their spouses, and that was something that, talking to them that, they said too, is that, and as a guy, our bodies change via sympathy, but
Yeah, it's completely different.
it's completely different. But like, as you, and I don't mean this gained weight as like negative weight gain. You had to gain weight because you were growing a human. Was that swordfish there before?
I don't remember.
Let's go poke it. But like, as you gained weight and as your body changed and as your belly grew, like, I don't think there was ever a point where I was like, oh, I don't like the way you look, or like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would say with every stage that we had, I was always like, my goodness, like, this guy. Nothing?
Nothing. I guess there's a bunch of swordfish. You see?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I loved the way you looked during pregnancy. I thought you were so attractive, which was a real bummer because, with your body changing and with, the growing of a human.
We haven't done the green one.
We haven't done the green one yet. It's our last one. Like, I really, really enjoyed, from a, I'm still a dude, I really enjoyed that. And that was something that, it's weird to say now, and I don't mean this to take away from how you look now, because I think you look great. But, like, there was a time, like, I definitely have moments where I'm like, oh, I miss the way you looked.
Yeah.
When you were pregnant. Like, it was just
What are we doing wrong?
we just have to do it at the same time. You let go, and then I let go.
Okay.
Yeah, you looked great while you were pregnant. Okay, so we're kind of on a... so that was one thing. For my dudes out there, the the boob size increase is pretty awesome. If I'm just being a dude about it. So that's 2 things.
Yep.
Oh god, I wasn't paying attention.
Got distracted by the boobs. What happens?
It's the story of my life. Oh god,
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
weird.
I can't. This is so stupid.
I'm trying to aim for it. Oh, I keep forgetting that you have to hit buttons to go up and down.
Yeah, instead of just. Yeah.
There we go. So yeah, that was that's another thing that is super fun about pregnancy and having kids. Okay, we need to go.
This way?
I think behind us.
Yeah.
But yeah, while you were pregnant, it's really fun too. Another cool thing that I don't think people really talk about, especially, and this kind of harkens back to just the time that we live in. There are so many apps out there that tell you specifically.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. You can see pictures of what your baby looks like in the womb and all these super cool things that you get all the fruit comparisons, oh yeah, your baby's the size of, a grapefruit, and then eventually, a pumpkin and crazy stuff like that. Why? I hate everything. Gonna do it again.
Cool.
Sorry. But yeah, the apps were so cool.
So remember, it's the triggers now. So you're going from the bumper to the trigger.
Yes.
And then, yeah. There you go.
There we go.
Look at you. Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah, every week it was so fun to do that. And I think I also never really understood, and some of this too is definitely because we were in the height of COVID, but so going to my OBGYN's office for our appointments, that was, for a good portion of my pregnancy, that was the only reason that I had to leave the house and get to see other people in a safe environment. And so it was super cool. The appointments were always really fun. What? Do I have to boost?
I don't know. Yeah, you might have to do accent to it, and then.
Oh god, I missed. Oh, that was nice. So yeah, that was. My appointments were always a lot of fun, and you got to hear the heartbeat, and I don't know, it was just, overall, it was just a really, 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 wonderful and happy time.
Yeah.
But I think that it might be kind of fun to go through, some of the things that we heard. That's what I was trying to do earlier.
Oh, okay.
The same.
Hey, what up, buddy?
Hey, Mr. Jote. The same way that you had your, I go like this, right?
Yeah.
You had your coworker today. When I was pregnant with Kennedy, our daughter, not an exaggeration, I don't think that, and I mean, this was during COVID, it's we weren't even really going out in public hardly ever because of the pandemic. But even when we did, especially, by the time I got to be showing and everything, I mean this wholeheartedly when I say I cannot remember a single encounter of a random person in public telling us anything positive about having a baby.
So, Mr. Jote, I know you just finished up your stream, but I'm glad you're here because one of the things that we're talking about, so aim for the right side. Yeah, like there. Because, as Presley's explaining, during our pregnancy, all we heard was doom and gloom. One of my coworkers just announced that she's pregnant. We're really happy, and I asked her if she'd been hit with the doom and gloom yet. So over tonight and tomorrow, I want to go through and talk about, I've always said, and Mr. Joe can attest to this, that having kids has made my life 1,000 times better. And you got to get that one.
I'm trying.
And so I want to, over the next 2 days, to just talk about, and I've got a tally, that, like, come up with 1,000 reasons or 1,000 ways that our lives have been better. And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Jode is one of my good buddies who also streams, but we also play hockey together. And his son just celebrated his first birthday. So feel free, Mr. Jode, in the chat to just call out some ways. I've got a counter going. So we're going to try and get as close to 1,000 as possible. And if we make it, great. And if we don't, well, that's also okay too.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, I don't think I've even had a chance to say this. So on the stream tonight, if you guys give viewer points, or as I like to call them, extra credit points, I started a long campaign. If I can get 51,223 extra credit points before the release of the new Breath of the Wild, I'm gonna do a master mode run. And yes, the reason that it's 51,223 is because the new game comes out on May 12th, 2023, and so I figured it would be fun and goofy. Oh, you fell?
I fell.
Dude, I feel that. Cool. Well, we unlocked it, so we can either do it again.
Let's do it one more time.
Yeah? Hell yeah. So if you guys want to add to that campaign, that's going to be going for probably the next month or so. But that's there. But Mr. Joe, feel free to, as we go through and talk about this, tell us some of the ways that your life has been made better by your little guy. Anyway, you were saying, sweetheart.
Yeah, so when I was pregnant with Kennedy, I have vivid memories of going out just random places in public. Old Navy was one, Target, just shopping for baby clothes, whatever. And every single person told us like, oh, well, just you wait. Oh, you think you're tired now. Oh, just you wait. Oh, you know, just, I don't know. Everything was so negative.
Yeah,
so
it was weird because with COVID going on, we just felt like this was such a just positive
like
thing
we were
that was
just
happening.
so happy, and
everybody was like, well, you're never going to sleep.
You'll never feel like yourself again.
It's going to affect your relationship with your spouse.
In the most negative way possible, and it will never recover.
So a lot of relationships change when you have kids. Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And our experience has been the total opposite of that.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I wasn't that far behind.
I don't feel like you were that far behind, but
yeah.
Lettuce move on. Yeah, I completely agree. Like,
yeah. So anyway, some of the things that we heard, like, oh my God, you'll never sleep again. And in fairness, that for us was pretty true for a while. Our daughter's over 2 now, and she just started sleeping through the night like 2 months ago. And so from that perspective, I feel like we had it pretty rough as far as sleep goes for a long time. And it's still not perfect.
But I will also say, to add to the tally, go ahead.
Well, yeah, but you, like anything else in life, you just learn to manage it. Like, have I looked at the last 2 years of my life with my daughter who didn't sleep well as the only thing I could think of was that I had a daughter who didn't sleep well and I was so exhausted I couldn't function? No. I don't know why. But like, you just adjust to it. We both work full time, and we don't have like a nanny or anything. She goes to daycare, and we've just managed every single day. And the way that people have talked about it to us, about like, oh my God, you're gonna be so tired, like you won't even know what to do with yourself. And there are times where that happens, but overall, when I look at collectively the last 2 years, I don't look back on it and ever, not one time, think like, oh, why did we do this?
And not to mention, so Presley kind of touched on it. We had a tough kid. I was a notoriously bad sleeper. Presley was a notoriously bad sleeper. And our kid is a notoriously bad sleeper. And even with that said, like, just getting that time with her, like, yeah, you're going to lose out on a lot of sleep, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of times where your kid is screaming in the middle of the night and you're just trying to problem solve. But, like, looking back at that, like, there is such a degree of closeness that I feel like we have with her.
Oh, yeah.
Because of those struggles. Like,
yeah.
You know, I think back... I think back to the first 2 years and some of those really tough nights, and like, you know, we really leaned on each other to get through those nights, and there were a lot where, you know, it was miserable, and you're just like looking at your kid like,
why are you screaming?
Yeah, I love you so much.
Dear God, stop screaming.
But like, I can't deal with you anymore.
Yeah.
And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, but I also look back at it as like,
we basically had the same amount of leave time because I had a C-section. I got 14 weeks, and
I stayed off until I got the COVID vaccine, so that was about 10 weeks.
No, it was longer than that. You went back to work just the week before I did. 1 week before.
Okay.
So you were out like 13 weeks. So I was out 14.
No, it was 11.
Oh, okay.
Because it was barely over 10. I don't even think it was a full 11 because I had to deal with what's her nuts.
Yeah.
And being just a turd.
But yeah, so we got, we'll say 3 months.
Yeah, but I took unpaid leave because we had the weird birth experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, 100%. And that's something that for our, you know, hopefully a second baby that we've gone back and forth on, because it was definitely hard to have Travis take unpaid leave for that amount of time.
But it was also super nice to have us both at home to help each other.
Incredibly helpful.
And, you know, to your point, Mr. Joe, like I could see how it would be much more difficult. Like, we really lucked out because we were in a space where we could financially do it.
Yeah. I do think, though, what's kind of funny is that we had all that time together, which was wonderful. But because we went back to work at the same time, essentially, we both had to, it was like we had it figured out for that time that we were home together, dealing with her and figuring everything out. But because we went back to work together, like at the same time, it was like we both at the same time had to figure out how to work and parent at the same time. Like, we didn't really have a lot of wiggle room in the middle. And
kind of on that note, this was something that my dad told me when we talked about being pregnant, and it's something. I think we're about to race each other down the hill. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. But, you know, my dad has always told me that, you know, because I'm the oldest in my family, that when we were kids, he had a job that he wasn't necessarily happy with. And he always told me that one of the best experiences in his life was if he had a tough day at work, knowing that he could get home and like, we would be excited to see him. Yeah. And I've had some unfortunate experiences since my daughter was born, just professionally. And Jesus, you were stomping my ass right now. I never win, so. Yeah, and I'm like actually trying. That's good. But I can't tell you how many times I like am having a bad day at work, or something is going wrong at work, and I just think to myself,
What is that?
So I think, let's see if I go up. I don't think I have anything to latch onto yet. We're definitely gonna have to use that.
Yeah.
But like I look forward to getting home from work because like it is just so fun.
Yeah, I have to do it.
Yeah, you have to pull it.
Yeah.
But like the moment you get home from work and your kid is excited to see you.
Yeah, there's
is,
nothing better.
There's nothing.
That was something that we didn't fully understand or anticipate when we went to.
I think you need to pull me back.
Yeah, when we both went back to work, was that, you know, like I think most parents do, we struggled, you know, when we took her to daycare for the first time. It was really hard. But I think that's something that we didn't fully understand or anticipate was that, am I close enough?
I think you need to bring it a little bit closer for me.
Was that every single day I'm like stuck. I can't get out. That's there we go. Okay. Can you still reach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think you need to take me to the hooks.
Okay. I can't really see.
I got them.
Okay. Every day we look forward to picking her up. Like every day it's like a built-in thing to be excited about and happy about.
And she's happy to see us.
Yeah.
Sometimes she's like having fun at school and she's like, no, come back later.
No, stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. And then it's great because then they go to bed.
Yeah.
And then you have time. But so the sleep was a really big one. And it's not to say that it's not hard, because it is hard, but it just, at least in our experience, it did not, the hard of not sleeping,
I think you go up.
it did not outweigh, I think, wouldn't this be you? Because I'm not.
Do you?
Oh my god. The hard of not sleeping did not outweigh. Do I need to?
Now you're gonna pull me to the right, and then you're gonna go get the next hook. That's further to the right, and pull it closer.
Okay. The hard of not sleeping did not outweigh the joy and the beauty of being a parent, for us at least.
No, not at all.
I mean, not at all. And that's how it sounded. I was a person who was like very hesitant to want to have a baby, very afraid of what it would do. You know, we had a really happy life and a happy relationship. Oh, I'm sorry.
No big deal.
We had a very happy life and relationship and everything before we had Kennedy, and I was so afraid, just without anybody else's opinion, I was so afraid that it would mess it up or that it would change it negatively. You gotta do that part. And then when I had people that I just, random people that I met out in public tell me the same thing, it freaked me out so bad.
And it creates, I think, an unhealthy expectation. Like, you hear it too, like, oh, your wife's, I think it's worse for women, but like, I had people tell me, like, your wife's gonna be focused on the baby and like, you're not gonna get any attention. And to a degree, there is some of that, like,
I mean,
like if you don't feed the baby,
yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
And like, I can fend for myself, so.
Yeah. But also, I mean, like anything else, like, no stage lasts forever.
No.
And so, even when you're in the thick of it, and if you're breastfeeding, or even if you're not, like, that stage doesn't last forever. And it will get better, and you will get, to the other side of it.
And like, the stages get fun. Like, there are moments in every stage that are tough.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
But there are also so many more moments that are just so cool.
So fun. So funny. So entertaining. Just, like, overall really happy. So another thing that I heard all the freaking time, was you know, your relationship is gonna change so much. Like, you know, you and your husband, like, you know, y'all probably won't be as happy as you used to be. Or, you know, you won't have time for each other. And there's no denying that your relationship changes, because your whole life changes when you know, when you have a baby. But I think that you can choose to embrace that and roll with it and figure out your new normal in a positive way. Or I think where people struggle is, you know, trying to hold on to exactly the way things were before.
I like relationship.
I'm gonna say that the next time we argue.
Yeah. Think you're ready.
Relationship.
Relationship.
Like caca.
Oh goodness.
It's my favorite part of the game so far.
Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, to your point, like, people are gonna say, "Oh God, I missed it."
Yeah, me too.
Like, oh, you know, your relationship's gonna change. It definitely has, but I also feel like if you go into it with the expectation that like your everything changes, but that's not.
It's not.
That's not like it. Just because it's changing doesn't mean it's negative.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's worse.
Yeah.
I actually think that our relationship is better.
Much stronger now.
Much stronger.
And I know that's not the case for everyone, but I think that, like, you know, you have to go into it with the mindset that, like, yeah, things are going to change.
Yeah.
But,
I'm trying to not slow down, Cody.
but yeah, like a lot of, I think that we keep getting distracted, but I do think that my life is 1,000 times better. Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. Like, if anybody's watching this, either live or the replay, and you're thinking to yourself like, "Well, I've always wanted to have kids," and like, you're telling me that everybody's negative. That's not the case. Like,
No.
like if
There's so many positives.
yeah, and like if you find the people that look at it positively, like all you're gonna hear is positive, and that's how. Fortunately, like, I mean, you see it here, Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe and I, you know, have kind of gone through the first couple of years of parenting together, and like, it's been great. Like, we spend so much time. That was cool.
Nice.
So much time talking about like all the cool things that our kids do, and you know, oh, cool. So, Ink, now you pull to me.
I don't know where I went.
Oh. There, you went there. But yeah, like, Mr. Joe and I talk all the time about the cool things our kids do. And I think that should kind of lead into our next point, because we gotta step up our pace if we're gonna make it 500 before the end of the night. But one of the things that okay, so we've got to time this. So on 3, 1, 2, 3. We're good at any timing challenge.
To land,
Okay.
where are you at?
I made it. I timed it well. So you come to me. But what people don't tell you, or one of the things that we didn't hear that I've definitely noticed, is when your kid is born, you get to you get to like relive all these things that you never really like. That I guess what I'm trying to say is like that you don't necessarily think about. Can you pull up to that? Okay.
I don't know. Can you?
I think once we get close to it. So you have to grab on. And we're gonna have to flip flop on the next one.
Yeah.
But like watching our kids grow. Here we go. It's like.
You're like almost close enough.
Yeah, because you were in front, it just locked onto you.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Look at where I am.
Yeah, he got caught on something. Which is good. Just let me run in front so I can lock onto this bad boy. Ready? Lock onto me. But yeah, like, just going through like the first couple days, like sitting on the couch, those first couple days, like you don't think about your living room as like that impressive or exciting. Here, get behind me again. But like seeing our daughter interact with the dogs and interact with the couch and God damn it. Oh god, are we gonna go all the way down?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we have to go to that sign. So like see right up here. We need to get right behind it. Oh god, that's so annoying. Alright, latch onto me. Okay, here we go. Let's get behind this wall, wait for the next gust, and then but yeah, like watching our kiddo meet our dogs. We have 2 dogs, and just seeing her like learn what dogs are was incredible. Reading her books or like just talking to her. I think you have to get in front.
Yeah.
You know, just talking to
Latch
her
on.
about like this is your home, this is your mom, this is your dad. You know, like those things add up, and you get to experience it all again. And every phase gives you something new to experience. So like, you know, right now our daughter is like fully walking and talking and just being a tiny little human, but every day there's something new that we get to experience with her.
It's so much fun.
And it's so much fun. And like people don't really talk about that when they hit you with the doom and gloom of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah. So Mr. Jote, if you want to like kind of join in on this cuz you're in the thick of it, like when your kids are learning new words, oh my god, it is so fun.
So fun. Kennedy just said tortilla for the first time the other night.
Do you see that sign?
Yeah, man. It was adorable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like their little brains are so funny. Like tonight,
Yes.
yes, 100%. My issue with the doom and gloom is that there's always a level of like,
Why is this not stopping?
I don't know.
Can you swing to the right?
I'm trying. There we go.
There we go.
I don't know.
Yeah, go this way.
My trouble with the doom and gloom people is that, like,
Come to me.
come on. No. I don't know. Where are you at? Let's try. It's not like recognizing your deal. Maybe I have to go this way. Turn around, maybe? I don't know.
Anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, my issue with it is that like there's a lot of parenthood that is hard, but I think that people with that attitude, they make it harder, and there's so much fear, and I don't know, I just think that if you went into it, if more people were able to go into it with the mindset of like, yeah, there's parts of it that are going to be really hard, but like you're capable and like you're gonna figure it out, just like everybody else has before you. Like, I don't know, I feel like that goes a long way. And it does get easier, like to Mr. Jote's point.
I don't think you were supposed to go yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that we have to go through that whole cycle again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't mean to mess up.
No, I didn't even realize. Let me see if I can come down here and we can maybe skip it. Okay, it's a bummer. Can you just let go and see if you can die? Yeah, there we go. See if it brings you back up here. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay, we gotta time it again.
Where are you?
Right across from me.
Okay, so what do we do?
On 3, we're gonna hit the triggers at the same time.
Just right on the edge?
Yeah, right on the edge.
Do I need to jump or just hit
Nope,
the trigger?
just hit the trigger.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. There we go.
Cool.
You were saying the doom boom.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is to Mr. Jote's point, like, it gets easier.
Oh, yeah.
Everything gets easier. You know?
Hey man, she's a cool kid.
Look, we strive to bring a level of parenthood that is realistic.
Yeah.
I sent Kennedy to daycare today with milk-stained clothes because I was trying to walk out the door to drop her off at daycare, and I got a call from my boss that distracted me and ended up taking like 40 minutes. And in that 40-minute time frame, Kennedy went from being 100% ready to go to school to running around the house, taking both of her shoes off, one of her socks off, taking down part of her hair.
And by the way, while she's saying all these funny things, I'm tallying. Like, these are fun moments that you get to experience. Like, you don't think about those things, but like her taking off her own shoes, that's new.
Yeah. And she's running around screaming, yelling at the dogs, and it's all fine. My company's very family friendly. So I'm on this call with my boss, and then the founder of my company also joins the call shortly after. And my daughter, bless her heart, she pooped in her diaper. And so I'm like fast walking around my house to get away from her. And she's running around the house, as this is a very nice moment in the game. She's running around the house behind me screaming, "Mommy, I pooped!
Oh.
It's stinky, Mommy!" While I'm on the phone with my boss.
The moment where she learned like what going to the bathroom was and what it meant, so funny. Dada pee.
Yeah.
Mama pee.
Yeah.
Dada poop. Stinky gross.
Stinky poop.
Yeah, we taught her really early on to tell us, stinky and icky and
Yeah. Oh, this is like a whole moment we're having right now.
and we're talking about poop.
Yeah, poop. Yeah.
He proposed there. It's kind of a C block moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful moment, you two. You're making great progress. We got more work to do, though. Are you ready? Let's get going.
Did we get the letter?
I hope so. Have we gotten any letters this time?
No, that was the whole sequence. That
okay,
was that whole...
was long.
I mean, it's almost been 2 hours. We're kind of right on par for where we were. This is about when we stopped last time.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
I don't know if we should continue a little bit.
I was thinking we might go longer tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Since we don't have work.
Our hockey game's on Saturday.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out, it seemed, because we're playing this game for so long, it seems like this should have been like a multiple day experience in the daughter's life.
Well, I think that good gamers can probably get through this in a couple hours. And so for her, it's just like one afternoon. I'm not, that wasn't a slight against you. That was more just like we've both been exploring and doing the minigame. What's up, Gag?
I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, you can see him. What a goob.
You happy, buddy? I like how we're strapped in.
Yeah, with wedding bands.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yes, we're thrilled.
Good. How do you find your purpose in life? Through or in passion?
Yeah, I still don't see the connection here.
Because you've lost your passion, Cody. The passion that lights the path to your purpose in life. Passion, purpose, passion. You know.
No.
Maybe he's talking about you wanting to be a gardener.
Good man. Daddy.
Well, we partly moved here because you wanted to build your own garden. And then you just let it go. I never understood why.
Well, I mean, firstly, you never really encouraged me, like, at all. And secondly, you never really seemed to appreciate what I did.
She's about to hit him with the, we moved here for it.
You see, this is why we can't live together.
You see? That's why I gave up.
I do see. But look what it did to your relationship.
Relationship.
Awaken. Passion. Yeah.
That was a bad cartwheel. He's got very long arms, and he didn't do anything with them.
I mean, he's a bug.
I know, but I mean, he could have extended his arms.
Wow.
The passion.
My garden. Look how everything has grown.
No, Cody, it's you who shrank.
Oh, yeah, but everything still looks beautiful. Oh. And all thanks to my painstaking groundwork, I might add.
Oh, really? Painting groundwork, huh? Come on.
What is that? I didn't plant that. What is it?
Use your head. And you will understand soon enough.
My head?
And then, this time you will encourage and support passion.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just watch me point those things.
Yeah, you just watch your head.
I will say, the, the creativity and how you interact in this game
Yeah.
is very funny to me. But before we get too far into this,
Why'd you go that way?
because I didn't know if we wanted to progress or if we wanted to maybe call it.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably should call it.
I mean, we've been streaming for 2 hours. I will say, before we go, speed round.
Okay.
Because we've got, I think I have it at approximately 26, which means we need 974 more ways that our kid has improved our life.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And I think a 2 hour, so if we did 26 today, we're on pace for 26 tomorrow.
We might get to 50.
I think that's good. I just, like, I mean, obviously, we'll see if we get there. But, I figure we just rapid fire. Mr. Joe, feel free to hop in too. Just talking about, like, moments or things that have been changed because our kiddo. And the one, oh yeah, that's a huge one. Oh my gosh, I feel like I could talk for hours about that.
Mm-hmm.
When I held Kennedy, because I held Kennedy before you, just because of our birth, like, I was like, I have to take care of myself. Like, I want to spend every moment. But I would say that the first time she said "dada,"
Yeah. I know.
melted.
Yes.
Or when she said "I love you," she still says "lub."
Lub.
I love it.
I love you.
I love you, dada.
I miss you.
I miss you.
I'll see you later.
See you later.
Yes.
When she says thank you, it's so funny when a toddler, you're like, you know, because we're trying to teach her to be relatively polite. And, you know, we give her a cookie. Okay, what do you say?
That was the favorite also.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I'll give her a cookie, and I'm like, what do you say? And, like, as she's walking off so dismissively, she's like, thank you, Dada. And then as Mr.
When she was
Joe...
a teenager.
Yeah, Mr. Jote said, I curse like a sailor, but I was not the one who taught my daughter that word. But she every now and then will say it, and if somebody says, fuck you, Travis, being my first name, she'll repeat it. She went through a parrot phase.
Well, yeah, she's still in her parrot phase.
But somebody said it, and then she goes, yeah, fuck you, Travis. And, like, she started calling me by my first name.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's still awesome.
It's so funny.
Or that time that that she was, we were eating dinner and she was sitting on the couch eating and she continued kicking her plate over and over and over again and I kept telling her to stop. and she wouldn't stop until finally she ended up dumping out her entire plate on the couch, and under my breath I said, God damn it.
And then she goes...
But it was like a full, like, 30 seconds
Because she goes
later.
like this. She looks at you, looks at the plate.
Yeah, looks around.
Back at you.
He's getting paper towels to
and
clean
then
it up.
she sighed and goes...
God damn it. That was amazing.
Yeah. So that was hysterical.
Yeah. I think as from a mom to a daughter perspective, it's very easy when you're postpartum or anytime after you've had a baby. Even 2 years after, I feel like anybody that looked at me from the outside would be like, oh yeah, you look exactly the same as you did before you had a baby. But you're not. You're never the same after you've had a baby. It's always going to be different. There are parts of your body that are different. You have, I've had a C-section. I have a giant scar. Things like that are just different. But I think, I don't know if it's the same having a son, but I know for sure having a daughter, you become very aware of how you talk about your own body and how you think about your own body because...
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
Because there's a very real correlation to that, and I never want Kennedy to feel negatively about herself because she's beautiful and perfect and wonderful, and I know my mother feels that way about me too, so...
Valentine's Day just happened. She's 2, but she was born in November, so it was her 3rd Valentine's Day. But I've been a lot more cognizant about Valentine's Day. Like, I've always gotten her flowers. I've always gotten her something to celebrate Valentine's Day to make sure that, like, that's something that I never thought I would think about.
Yeah.
Ever. But, like, I want to make sure that she knows that she's loved and what appropriate love looks like. And,
yeah.
And to Mr. Jotes, Sound Redeem, thank you for dropping that hockey. I started hockey after my daughter was born, so that, like, she thinks that I'm a professional hockey player sometimes.
Well, she 100% does, because in the mornings when I take Kennedy to daycare and Travis has already gone to work, every morning she's like, Mommy, where's Daddy? And I'm like, oh, Daddy already left for work, baby. And she's like, oh, Daddy's at hockey? And I'm like, yep.
Yeah, like that's...
I try to tell her, like, no, Daddy's a teacher. He's at work. And she's like, no.
Daddy's hockey.
Daddy a hockey.
Which is great.
Daddy hockey.
And
she thinks you play hockey always.
And it's so much cooler than what I'm actually doing.
No, what you're doing is cool.
But yeah, like, just thinking of some of the moments that, like, really stuck out to me. The first time that she wanted to read a book, where she grabbed a book and she's like, Dad, read.
Yeah.
Or she brought it over to me. That was something.
Mm-hmm.
Her singing the alphabet. Or
yeah,
Twinkle,
she
Twinkle,
sings all
Little
the time
Star.
now.
Her dancing for the first time.
Yes.
All the outfits. Like,
yes.
Oh my gosh, I feel like we could give a point to every outfit that we've done. The little baby bikinis with their big old pot belly sticking out. Like,
it's the best.
The
tutu dresses.
The tutu dresses. Every meal where she makes a mess. Like, there are some nights where it's just such a pain.
That's a huge pro of having dogs, though.
Yes.
Call it disgusting if you want, but get yourself a dog. They'll clean up the whole mess.
Yeah.
And they're happy to do it. And I actually, like, quick side note on that, I actually think that that's, like, a huge benefit to the babies and the dogs bonding.
Oh, it totally
is. Like, letting them bond over food, because there's so much of, like, for us, our dogs are 6 and 10 years old. And so we had them, obviously, for a long time before we had Kennedy. And so just like us, their whole lives got turned upside down when we brought home this, tiny little teensy baby. And I think that us letting them bond over various things, but especially food, has, like, really helped them, like, really, like, they actually really love each other. And I feel like that's one thing that helped, because we have to tell them no so much.
Well, in Kennedy, that was one of the things that really helped her development too, was she learned, like, she started learning what right from wrong, but one of the things that we tried to teach her was you can't always feed the dog. And then it became a game of, could she sneak food to the dogs, which the dogs love too. And
now they beg from her instead of us.
yeah, which is so funny, but like she's not very good at it, but it's so funny when she grabs food and tries to run into her bedroom or tries to run into another room. She's like, well, they'll see me in here, but I can take food.
Yeah, I can
elsewhere.
Take my food into
The
a
dogs
different.
will know.
Yeah.
Those dumb parents of mine.
Yeah, we have a picture of Kennedy when she was like a year old.
She was eating ham.
Yeah, she was eating ham.
It's like one of my favorite
and
memories.
she's just in a diaper, I think. Like, she didn't have a shirt on.
She didn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, and she ran with her handful of ham and ran into her bathroom. And we went in there and turned the corner, and she's sitting on the bathroom floor with our little dog, Aggie, and she's taking a bite, and then she gave a bite to Aggie. And it's like, we took a picture of it because it was so funny.
And she was like so proud too.
Yeah, because she only went in there just to hide from us that she was feeding the dog.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I feel like we could sit here and like,
Forever.
yeah, go day to day and just talk about all the fun, amazing things. And I know that, you know, the jokingly keeping track of all of them, but like, I bought her. Do you remember what happened to this? So my favorite band is Blink-182. I bought her a Blink-182 onesie. Do you remember what happened to it?
No.
She blew it out so bad we just threw it away. And like,
That sounds right.
and I love both parts of that. I love that as a dad I can influence her musical taste, and then I also love that she covered it in so much baby poop that we were like, it's not even worth it to watch. And like,
I do vaguely remember that.
and like that's something too, like, you know, when we were in the when we were pregnant, people were telling us like, oh, you know, it's gonna change, you're gonna diaper, blah, blah. And I, like, on the other side, like, I wouldn't trade any dirty diaper for what we have. And so
Nope.
if you're watching this live on stream, or you're watching the replay on Twitch, or you're watching it on YouTube, like,
Yeah.
you know, and you're, especially if you're pregnant,
Yeah. If you've been getting all the doom and gloom and it's only going to be hard, of course there are hard parts, but there's just the joy outweighs it
I think-
100-fold.
I think what I'll do, I think it might be fun. And Mr. Joe, feel free to add on to this. I'm going to harass Rhino tomorrow. But I think separately I might come up with a list of like truly 1,000 ways that our lives have been better. And I mean, it's not going to be great. I'm going to have like her Made in Texas shirt is really funny to us because she was made in Texas. Like that's super funny, but like our quality of life has improved just because of that dumb shirt.
Yeah.
You know, but parenting is so much of what you make it. And, you know, everybody's like, oh, I think because we're so stubborn, when people told us during our pregnancy, like, oh, you know, so much is going to change.
Just you wait.
Yeah, I think we were just like,
you wait.
we're gonna love it. Like, we're gonna make sure, we're gonna force ourselves to enjoy every step. And
But it didn't really require a lot of force.
no,
It's actually just been enjoyable.
yeah, it's been awesome. So, I think on that note, I
can
think
go
we
to
should
bed.
call it. We'll call it an early night. Huge shout out to Mr. Joe for rating in with your viewers. I hope your stream went well, bud. We were lurking during the first hour or so of our stream, and I say we were lurking because, you know, Presley doesn't want to spoil anything. But if you guys don't mind, we're gonna find somebody to raid out to, and then we are going to call it a night. And we'll be back tomorrow. I know it's different than our schedule, but we're gonna be back tomorrow, and we're gonna be talking about parenting. So we're gonna continue this talk and just kind of the same theme into tomorrow, and hopefully get the next picture of the letter. And you know, Presley will really work on supporting my passion because, you know, much like the game.
Which passion, love? Hockey, stream, drumming.
Yeah.
Which passion?
So definitely stick around, but we're gonna call it a night. Thank you guys again for joining us, sweetheart. I love you.
I love you too.
And again, thank you to Mr. Jote, and y'all have a fantastic night. Hopefully we see you again tomorrow.
Bye.